Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I had to film in landscape mode because I completely forgot that people now want me to film in landscape mode, so I'm doing that now. Anyway, today I'm going to be doing something a little bit different. I'm going to be starting a series somewhat where I'm going to be reacting to my old writing, so things I wrote in the past, and just kind of going to be reading through and analyzing my writing, seeing, you know, what's good, what's bad, what I could improve, just kind of looking through this. So this story that I'm going to start with is quite long. It's the length of a novel. It's a novel that I wrote in, I think I finished it in early 2018, so like 2 years ago I finished it. And I have not read this in like a year and a half. Now this novel is probably one of the better things I've written in terms of completing something. I've definitely started things since then. I've done projects since then, but I haven't really completed anything outside of a pretty lousy fanfiction project. But there's definitely some stuff I wrote when I was younger, which is really bad. This was definitely one of the better things I did end up completing. And basically, I had this. I'm not really sure I got prompted to write this, but I was doing this whole Cold War pen pals thing, and I'm not really sure how I kind of got this thing going. But I just kind of remember this story. I just remember writing it and thinking it was really good, and like I couldn't take criticism. I remember this, like my dad was telling me that the characters sounded too much alike, which is definitely worth talking about. And I think Layla is definitely the weaker link here. When you'll see what we're kind of dealing with, but it's definitely an issue. Just that so many of the characters, I was trying to make, you know, a contrast. I had to make them not seem too much similar, but I don't know, I didn't know because I was like Layla, because I made this whole thing, so I'll get into it, but I have my character Risa, and she lives in the Soviet Union, but the weird thing I had with it is, well, the name, I'll get to that when I get to it, so, but there's never like any sort of romance. Like she's never into anyone. Layla is always like into guys. She's very basic bitch. She's a basic bitch. And when I had to set her side of the story, I don't know why I ended up on like New Jersey. Every time I wrote something, I would just set it somewhere randomly in New Jersey. I don't know why this was a thing I did. I don't have anything against New Jersey. I just I don't know. I just thought, hey, you can't pump your own gas in New Jersey. That's a weird thing that you can right? So I don't know why I set this in New Jersey, just a random suburb in New Jersey, although I will say that most of New Jersey is suburbs from what I can tell. I think it just literally is suburbs. New Jersey is just taking in all the people who didn't want to live in Philadelphia or New York City, so yeah, New Jersey kind of sucks, but I digress. Anyway, I just remember kind of with this story, because my main character, it wasn't that bad, and I remember when I brought in some of the other characters, definitely an interesting experience for me writing this and completing it. I remember when I brought Vlad in, I remember thinking, oh crap, I don't know how to write guys. That was actually something that I remember thinking, because at this time I had like no experience writing guys. Now I've definitely done it a little bit more. So this was kind of my test drive on it. The only male character of any sort of impact you'll see, it's like Reese's dad just doesn't exist. He just, well, you'll see, but he just isn't there. Layla's dad just is there, but he never does anything important. He's just there. Layla has brothers that literally do nothing. They mean nothing. Nothing in their life accomplishes anything. There's some sort of love interest. I think there's this exchange student she talks to briefly. Again, because there's like no interest in boys really, except she's totally interested in boys. Oh my god, cute boys. Like, if it wasn't for the fact that I was hammering in that she was so interested in boys, I would totally think she was a lesbian, but I don't know. The other thing about her is that for some reason I tried to retread her race, because I never really said what race she was, because I pictured her white, and then I was talking to someone, I can't remember who I was talking with, someone was saying, oh yeah, just because she's in the suburbs in the 80s doesn't mean she's white. Get more diversity in your book. So I'm like, okay, maybe she's black, maybe she's mixed race. It literally doesn't matter. But I did never specify her race, so it's kind of like Hermione, like J.K. Rowling's like, oh yeah, by the way, I never specified Hermione's race. So I don't know. There's kind of some weird stuff going on here. I had this whole part go down in DC. I don't really know why I did this. I guess if the government stuff going on. Personally, I don't know. I just, if I wrote it now, I'd do New York, because New York is a lot better. If you're going to write a story, write it in New York and not DC. That's just what I'm going to say right now. No offense to anyone from DC. If you're from DC, no offense. I just think New York is way more interesting. But I don't really remember what I was going with this. This was my only attempt I ever really did at writing anything like historical or like in the past, because most everything else I wrote is very contemporary or you know, just straight up fiction or futuristic. So this is probably the only thing. Now I would pull up my laptop, but it's really, really slow and it hates me. Most of the times I'll just be using the Apple Touch. Just gonna put it in this mode so I can actually see it, because this is latest to the Curtian novel. And what I did here is I divided this into parts, and I divided the parts into chapters, and I timestamped everything. So you'll see what I did here, because we have pen pals. It's quite a weird, and I was trying to develop this character, and this character was just really, I don't know. Layla is weird. So, the first part, so I think it's like 6 or 7 parts. I can't remember how I divided them. I just had like a word, so it's wait. And then the first chapter, I didn't really label chapters, but I just kind of did timestamps. So I did September 1985, New Jersey, USA. So this is Layla's point of view. Again, we're going to be getting into this. So, as I step off the bus for the first day of junior high, I only have 2 things on my mind. That I'm at my new school somewhere in a New Jersey suburb, and that I don't know where my homeroom is. So I'm confused. So did she just move here? Where did she move from? That's never explained. I have my backpack with all the required books, as well as my gym bag that has stuff for soccer and track in it. That's just Monday. Tuesday, it's basketball and field hockey. Wednesday, I have track and soccer again. Thursday, it's basketball and hockey again. And Friday, I have gymnastics and track again. Okay, she does way too many extracurriculars for a normal human to be doing. That's a weird thing about her. I don't know why I wrote it that way. I always have games or meets or competitions on the weekends. It's just life. I just want to know, like, literally, if you played that many sports, how would there not be things that would coincide, right? Like, how would it not be an issue? That's just legitimately something I kind of wonder about this character. She just does way too much shit. And you get the impression later on that, like, it's her mom who signed her up for all this stuff, but still, it doesn't make sense to me, because I don't know. Anyway, going on. So she says, it's what my mom signed me up for, and I have no choice in the matter, not that I actually care anyway. I like sports if they get me a good reputation. Anything to make me the popularity queen of my new school. I proudly poof my brand new perm and go to the front desk. So first of all, I'm kind of cringing at that. Second of all, some of the issues I have with this is that she's apathetic and yet cares way too much at the same time. She's like, I don't care. But she also really, really wants to be popular, so she's like, she totally cares about how she looks, which is, she just comes off as super vain, which I think is what I was trying to do, but it kind of just didn't work out well. So, where's my homeroom? I asked the secretary. My name is Layla Payne. She looks me up. You're late. It's in the building across the lot. I don't waste any time. As I burst into the building, late and out of breath, I know one thing for sure. This year I'll be doing a lot of running. So obviously she already does track, so she's obviously used to running. I'm like, Layla Payne, that's a name, isn't it? Okay, so, abrupt pivot, September 1985, Moscow, USSR. As I approach the middle of the city, I have just 2 things on my mind. Finding out which building my mom works in, and finding the building itself. I think she told me earlier, but I wouldn't remember. It all looks the same to me. I've been brainwashed along with the rest of the population. Jesus Christ. Or something. It seems counterproductive. I can't read if no one knows where anything is, but I can't think about that now. It just reminds me of Northern Virginia, because Northern Virginia, I literally can't find anything. I dread the day when the KGB will be able to read minds. Holy crap. It's not like I'm going to be able to ask anyone on the street because no one is out at 4 p.m. And even if they were, I wouldn't know anyway. I don't think anybody knows anything anymore. Unless they're in a high-level job. Given then, I can't read for the life of me. I don't think anyone knows what the heck they're doing anyway. I rack my brain trying to remember what my mom told me this morning. The address comes back to me in a flash, which means I haven't completely been brainwashed or gone insane yet. Why are you thinking so deeply about a fucking building? I know my mom will worry if I'm late. Well, that's why, because she's worried if she's late. Without hesitation, I break into a run. It feels so good to be breathing fresh air after a long day of sitting through classes. Also, I don't want to get caught. One simply doesn't wander around Moscow in the middle of a workday. One simply does not walk into mortar. What meme was I trying to insert here? Oh my goodness. Especially if that person is a 12, almost 13-year-old girl in school uniform. Okay, she's really young. So it's like, why are you thinking on this, like, deep, meta, philosophical level if you're, like, 12? I don't understand. Because I was probably, like, 14 or 15 when I wrote this, so I don't know why I made her so young. Probably at the start, and then I made her older later, but it's just weird. And before I know it, here I am at the cleanest office in the USSR. It looks like I'll be doing a lot of sitting around. September 1985, New Jersey, USA. Payne, Layla, the homeroom and math teacher, is a burly ex-Marine who has decided to scream all our names. Last name first. I want to die and be buried in the ground. Oh my god. That line is just so horrible. That, it literally sounds like something Onision would write. It's that bad. So she's overdramatic. Okay, we get the point. I don't like it when people yell my name. I like it when people put me in the spotlight as a fashion idol, the girl with the perfect hair, but not when they yell like they're crazy. It sounds like when my mom calls me Layla Marie Payne. I'm not in it for a good time. Jesus Christ, girl. I'm like, I'm not trying to be... I mean, you live in New Jersey, for crying out loud. People are gonna yell at you, like, go to New York, go to Long Island. People are fucking stupid. I'm not saying people are stupid in New York, but, like, they are. Because I'm one of those people. I'm like, see, like, I really hate idiots. Like, honestly, it would have been way cooler if she, like, wouldn't have been cooler, just would have been way more accurate. She should have been from Long Island, this bitch. Or from, like, California, SoCal. This bitch is pissing me off. I don't like her at all. For some reason, when I think of Long Island, I automatically think of the bagel guy. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about, but the bagel shop guy who's like the short person, and he's like yelling about being short and like that no girls will date him. Do you know what I'm talking about? This video on YouTube. Oh my god, I can't. That's all I can think of right now is this dude. No, and he's like really creepy too. I mean, this guy, he's like 5 feet tall. He's from Long Island. He was in a bagel shop in this viral video, and he's like talking about how girls won't date him, and he's yelling. He's all mad about. It's really dumb. Anyway, back to the video. Back to the story. So she's yelling at him. I have to reapply my ruby red lipstick now. I can't let the teacher see it. I don't think Marines believe in lipstick. Also, I don't understand my name, because it means wine or dark beauty. That's what Layla actually means. That's honestly creepy, but at least the name is better than Jennifer. Like, all my friends are Jens or Jennies. It's honestly like there was a unanimous decision to name baby girls Jennifer in the 1970s, but Layla isn't much better. It's a stupid name, and America's a stupid country if they decided naming everybody Jennifer was a good idea. Jesus Christ, this girl is fucking insane. This girl is fucking insane. Layla is so stupid. And then this dude starts talking, my name's Mr. Gordon, I will be your math teacher. I hope you enjoyed his school for as long as you can, considering we're probably all going to die in a robot takeover or thermonuclear war. Jesus Christ. So he's giving them a pep talk, and then he's just like, have a good day. And then she's like, after math, I have to follow a bunch of people I don't know to my first class, which is social studies. A blonde girl with red lipstick, braces, and blush is talking to a red-haired girl who's wearing a tight green dress. Okay, so I'm confused. So the girl has blonde hair, braces, and red lipstick, okay? First of all, you were wearing red lipstick. Second of all, second of all, the way it's phrased, it's like a blonde girl with red lipstick, braces, and blush. Because, okay, lipstick and blush could be red, right? It makes it sound like the braces are red, which I don't think that was really a thing in the 80s. I don't know. I don't think, like, color braces was a thing. That's not what I was going for. Just those three things together are really random. And she's like, why do they always have to drive home the fact that we're about to be obliterated? Like, oh, man, we're gonna die in a nuclear war, and I'm just joking about it. Like, seriously, what the fuck? It's like now. It's like, oh, fuck. No, it's seriously. I don't know, dude. It's just, it's weird. And I don't know how much people are saying these, because I know it was in the 60s that, like, they thought they were going to die. Because it was in the 60s where they, like, hid under their desks, because my dad actually grew up in the 60s. But he would always tell me that it was in the 80s. He's like, he thought the war was going to end, but he didn't think it was going to be a nuclear war. He just thought, like, Armageddon was going to happen. And he said, once we survived 1984, I thought we were going to be around for a while. That's what he literally said to me. So, anyway. So the red-haired girl is like, yeah, we're not going to let anyone attack us. We're America. Like, fucking make America great. No, that wasn't a thing. So she's just being really obnoxious. And the blonde girl, she's like, well, what are you expecting the Soviets to do? And she's like, nothing's happened yet, which means we're fine. Because apparently that's the definition of nothing's happened yet, so we're totally chill. Like, that's just how the world works, right? It's like Trump's administration, we're like 3 years into it, and nothing has happened yet, so we're fine. You can sense some pettiness. Okay, moving on. So Layla's like, oh, who cares about that stuff? You have team sports to play and cute boys. Jesus Christ. She's trying so hard to push the message that she's straight. And it's never indicated that she's anything else. But she just, it does not. It feels so forced. I don't know. Like that one. My voice drops as I point at a boy about our age with dark hair, dimples, and a small nose. His hands look beautiful too. I always can tell if boys are nice by their beautiful soft hands. Ooh, he's hot. The blonde girl grabs the red-haired girl's hand and points. I hope it worked. I mean, really, I couldn't care less about the Soviet Union. I live in a nice free country. I have to worry about sports and makeup. And friends and boys. But there was that time last year. September 1985, Moscow, USSR. I'm immediately greeted by a short, middle-aged woman in an eye-blindingly bright red dress. Oh, good, you're alive, she says matter-of-factly. Larissa Levitsky, daughter of... I know who you are. Just come in. It's cold out. It isn't even cold, but I don't want to offend anybody. The fact that there isn't any color in here doesn't help either, because, yeah, when you're sitting in a gray room, it's automatically colder. Scientifically proven by me. Just kidding. Also, it's weird because she's like, I don't want to offend anybody. That kind of sounds like me, because all the time, every time, I'm like, oh, I'd say my opinion, but I don't want to offend anybody. That's literally me all the fucking time. So it's just so funny, because this character is like me with like, yeah, it's not even cold. Are you offended? Seriously. That's how I am. It's like, dude, like, I'm so scared to even say shit or speak my mind. So it's just so funny. So she says, I'm your mom's secretary, Amelia Sokolov. I'm watching you, which sounds really fucking creepy. I think I figured that out, but I'm not going to say anything. Just ask me if you need anything. I don't usually see people all cheerful and helpful like this. They're usually jerks. I don't blame them. I want to ask her what's with the red dress, but that's probably a bad idea. If there's one thing I've learned in my almost 13 years of living here, don't question authority. I do need to get a list of rules. Number 1, I can't mess up. If I mess up, I'm in trouble. I've always been bad at talking to adults. Like me. I don't like addressing people. I don't like asking questions. I don't like being stared at. Like I'm filth who needs to get a job done, and I hate it when a person asks me questions. That's literally me, though, because people are always like, Riot, what the heck? It's like, they have such bleak worldviews. Like, literally, Layla's just like, oh, we're just here for boys and makeup. And Risa's like, oh, we just exist in this. It's almost like the Matrix. We exist in this world. You just everything is gray. Like, Jesus Christ. Alright. It's so bleak. It's like, what is wrong with you? Like, even Layla is like, I'm fine, but it's so bleak. It's just so strange. I don't know. So, basically, although I will say that Risa's parts are automatically way better than Layla's parts, Layla's parts are very cringy so far. So, Risa is saying she doesn't like being asked questions by officials or KGB or anybody, and then she says, I feel like I'm being watched, trained, ready for life with some state-approved job that will be watched, monitored, and surveilled until the day I die. That's actually not a bad line. And then, you can sit down, says Secretary Amelia Sokolov, Amelia, Secretary Sokolov, Comrade Sokolov, Comrade Secretary Sokolov. I never know what people want to be called because I don't talk to people. That sounds like me too. I'm like, hey, it's okay. I'm gonna call you like bro or dude. Do you mind? Like, bro, what's up? But that you can't just do that with an adult. So she's just going in this whole fucking shit, and she's like, Comrade Secretary Amelia Sokolov of the Communist Party of the Soviet Union, I presume. Jesus Christ, I can't speak. And she's like, that didn't go well. She gives me that evil government stare. That's literally not a thing. So there's a government stare and there's a mom stare. And we'll get into this because her mom is like, well, you'll see. But it's just weird. Her mom is really weird. So we'll get into that. Okay, so she says, we have names for a reason. Mine is Amelia, yours is Larissa. I prefer to be called Risa, actually. Risa, that's fine. Do you need something? So she, like, wants to be called by her first name, which is kind of weird, just adult secretary. I did like this character. I thought she was pretty cool. Again, she's like, I want to be called Risa, actually. Risa, that's fine. Do you need something? What are the rules? Rules, let's see. She thumbs through a bunch of papers, and I realized that her nails are also painted a bright red. I don't know where she got the nail color, but I don't like it. Don't go wandering around Moscow by yourself. Don't wander around the building by yourself. Don't bother your mom while she's working. Actually, that last one is crucial. What I want to know is like the red nails. For some reason, I'm picturing, like, Rita Skeeter. She's not a creepy character, though. She isn't. She's cool. You'll see. So she's like, yes, Amelia, it feels weird to be on a first-name basis with a secretary, but she seems a bit odd. Well, where did you get that nail color? I blurt. Shh. I was traveling abroad, she whispers. Why? Is that your concern? How did you get permission to leave? That's also not your concern. Oh, of course. I shouldn't have asked. Remind me to never ask anything ever again. Asking too many questions is dangerous. That's literally my life. I swear to God. So I can remember a time when I asked too many questions. So we're definitely backshadowing, because this is flashbacking to an encounter. So we have summer 1984, Los Angeles, USA, okay? So we're back in time here. So this is Layla. This is Layla's point of view. It happened at the Summer Olympics in LA, the one which the Soviets were boycotting. It was real hot. I was wearing a bright pink tank and a pair of jean shorts and a red heart-shaped sunglasses. I had my hair short and permed. It was my first perm and I was very proud of it. Jesus Christ, Layla. I was just getting a hot dog at a stand when I heard a voice behind me. I turned around. There was a small pale girl standing behind me. Her light blonde hair was up in a messy bun, and she was wearing some white shorts and a tank. I remembered thinking that she wasn't the fashionable type and that she wasn't American and probably didn't speak English. What are you doing? She asked. I guess I was wrong. She was staring at me like she didn't know what was going on. I'm just buying a hot dog. How about you? I squinted at her again, trying to figure the situation out. Nothing. I just wanted to know what you were doing. Hang on, I gotta text my dad real quick. Okay, so back, wait, so what was I doing? She's like, what were you doing? I told you I'm buying a hot dog. I was beginning to get annoyed. It's a food item. I'm buying it. It's good. Don't you know how to buy stuff? She's being, like, so fucking condescending. I don't know why she's being condescending. She's just like, dude, like, I fucking hate Layla so much. Which is so funny, because I remember when I wrote her, I wasn't trying to make her, like, hateable, but I really did make her hateable. Holy crap. So she's saying all this, and then she says, and then she's like, okay, where are you from? I had to ask it. I got cocky. Oh, no, she said. So she's like, what? I still don't understand. Her voice was quiet. It was strange and scary the way she looked at me. Okay, where are you from? I had to ask. I got cocky. I can't tell you that. I mean, I'm from Romania. Something seems strange to me. Can I? She was fiddling with something in her pocket. She pulled out a battered Jesus Christ, change purse. I can't fucking speak. So she had Soviet insignia on her change purse. So I remember being surprised and scared and concerned. Oh, are you a defector? I remember whispering. No, I'm Romanian. I saw the fear in her eyes when she realized her mistake. I didn't tell you, it's not mine. Well, you just did. My head hurt. I'm paying for something with money, I exposed her. And if you aren't a defector, you're spying on us. No, I'm not. I'm just, well, we don't like communists. Jesus Christ, this girl is so condescending. I'm just like, Layla, chill the fuck out. You don't even know this person. Chill the fuck out. What, she's like 10? Okay, no, she's not. Maybe 11. I don't know. She's definitely... oh, right, I was supposed to do that. So... like, I don't know, she's just really condescending. I don't think most people or like most people would just be like, I don't know, she's just being really condescending. I don't like it. So she's like, I know, please don't hurt me. And then, why are you here? You aren't supposed to be here. I know it sounded mean. I didn't care. Look, her voice dropped to a whisper. I'm supposed to be in Romania. My mom has a cousin in Romania, and they couldn't use their tickets, so they sent them to us. I guess my mom got permission to go. She seemed very scared. We're not supposed to tell anyone where we're from. So that's super fishy right away that her mother was able to get them to go. Like, why would she be doing that? That's super fishy because her mother, well, it's not that hidden, but okay. Moving on. So, okay, so she's like, so Layla's like, I need to go, and then the girl's like, wait, and she's like, what does she want? And she's like, she pressed a piece of paper into my hand. It's an address. It's where I live. And then she's like, I'm not an idiot, Kami. And she's like, and then she takes the paper, runs away. She put it in her sock drawer. Layla, seriously, what the fuck? Layla is so strange. I don't understand. I mean, yeah, I have my birth certificate in my sock drawer, but you took this girl's address, this girl's mailing address, from the Soviet Union. You insulted her, then you ran away, hid the thing in your sock drawer. It makes no sense. She's so strange. So she's like, I never told anyone about it. I never will. I should probably destroy it, but I can't. She's haunted me ever since the Soviet girl at the hot dog stand. I still have nightmares. Well, I can't waste time. I need to be getting to my English class. I want to explore the nightmares. I want to know, like, what nightmares she is having. Okay. Summer 1984, Los Angeles, USA. The whole mess started sometime in the spring of last year when Mom came home from work and told us very quietly that we were going to the Olympics in the States. I don't know if I was more excited or terrified. I love watching sports, even if they're being broadcast on TV, with heavy government censorship and propaganda. Okay, so, it's not so bad, really. It's not living hell or anything. We're all real people. Jesus Christ, are you trying? Is this like a journal that you're trying to broadcast? Because this is not actually going through your head right now. Anyway, we were confused because we were supposed to be boycotting the U.S. because they boycotted us or something, I don't know or care. So my sister completely freaked out and my mom strictly warned us not to tell anyone, and she explained to us that she had a Romanian cousin whose family couldn't use their tickets and that she had somehow convinced, I almost read convicted, the government to let us go as long as we pretend to be Romanian, which makes no sense because why would she be able to convince them unless she's working for them? Think about it. Okay, moving on. Because the mother is totally just... Mother's just weird. She's not only... Okay, moving on. So I don't know if I want to tell you about how much of the time my sister spent looking at stores and crying over American fashions that she couldn't afford. Okay, that's a bit extreme. I mean, okay, I did cry when I was standing on top of the Empire State Building at night, but that's because it was so beautiful. That wasn't because, well, I mean, I guess I can't afford to live in New York, so there's that. But that's still a bit extreme. Like, oh my god. Again, it's all about the clothes. Why is it all about the clothes? I'm like, seriously, girls, you need to chill out. I don't understand. So, alright, so she said, honestly, I thought they were way too flashy to ever wear in public, but she brought a catalog and some shoes. Shoes. Out of anything she could have gotten, she got shoes. And they weren't just any shoes. They were a color I can't even begin to describe. Yellow, green, but not too blindingly bright. It doesn't exist in nature. Only on American store shelves. So, the really funny thing about, like, the yellow, green, or the neon, I don't even know what they call that color. I used to have a pair of sweatpants that was literally that color. I don't know why. I just think it's funny that she got shoes, and, it's like, oh, it's too flashy to wear in public. Like, Risa has this, like, sense of modesty, which is just kind of interesting, I think, because she's, well, first of all, she lives in a country where they do have a different standard of, you know, what you're gonna wear. You're not gonna wear flashy clothes or whatever, but, I think it was really, really interesting just to kind of see, because she never really tries to impress guys, or she's never really into that at all, and, like, was always like, oh my god, I'm gonna try to impress guys. Because that's not, like, just a cultural difference. Like, that's a personality thing, because Layla's just like, oh, guys are hot. And I hate it. I hate it. She's so annoying. I said, I don't know. I probably shouldn't be doing it that way. I should probably do, like, a Jersey or Long Island accent. I don't even know. That sounded like a SoCal accent. No, that sounded like a Kim Kardashian accent. That's not even an accent, dude. No, I don't even know. Like, anyway, I don't do accents at all, so I'm just gonna read it as is. So she bought these really hideous shoes. Okay, so Mom hired us a tour guide to take us to the Olympics and help us tour the city. Mom often left for hours at a time, saying she was catching up on work. She carried around a big briefcase with a bunch of books and papers, presumably. I know it was very heavy, but I never got to see what was in it. I don't know what I thought of America itself. It was too much. Everyone was trying to get us to buy stuff. Jesus Christ. And we didn't have any American money. We didn't carry much money anyway, but it didn't matter unless you're getting food or something. Literally everyone wants to get food at the same time. I've had to wait in lots of lines. Not that I care, but because I literally don't have anything better to do. So now she goes on this rant about food lines, I think. I don't know. Because, like, lines suck, right? Okay, so she's like, my sister started buying food anyway. Mom doesn't like to send me on errands. I always dawdle around. It isn't me who's being slow. Literally a ton of people all want to try the new ice cream flavor or something. Like, okay, cool, you're all trying ice cream. It was actually really funny because I'm pretty sure my father sent me an article about Soviet ice cream. That was actually a thing that people did, like, would always try the ice cream, but it was really expensive, apparently. I don't know, dude. Isn't ice cream something you can just make if you have, like, cream and, like, I don't even know how do you make ice cream, like, at home? I actually don't know. I mean, like, I don't know. You'd have to have cream, though. Or could you just make it with milk? I have no idea. Anyway, moving on. So she was going on this rant about food lines. She was saying the Olympics were just nuts. It wasn't easy to get anywhere without bumping into people. They all told me, excuse me or sorry. I guess it was nice. I started doing it back. It's like literally everyone in America is like, excuse me. I'm sorry I bumped into you. Or like literally just like, hi, how are you? And it's like, that's literally just how you say hi. You're not actually asking how I am. You don't care how I am, right? People are so weird. It's like pleasantries that aren't actually pleasantries. I always thought that was weird. People are just weird. Like, even in America, people are just fucking weird. Like, I live in America, people are fucking weird. Anyway, moving on. So this is kind of funny. She says, I've been speaking English, Japanese, German, and Russian ever since I was 3, so it wasn't an issue. My mom can speak a lot of different languages. Russian, Ukrainian, Czech, Romanian, Hungarian, etc. German, Italian, Spanish, Chinese, Japanese, English, French, Korean, Indian, and Algerian. I don't know why. I don't know how. I just know that she's a magical human being. Probably not. I just wish I knew a superhero. What the heck is that supposed to mean? I had to use the restroom, and I got up and walked by a hot dog stand. There was a girl there about my age, but she had poofy hair and was wearing some jean shorts and a tank top. She looked rad. I think that's the word. Anyway, I just didn't know how buying and selling stuff worked there, so I just started asking a simple question. What are you doing? I had a deep psychological desire to talk to someone my age who isn't like us. So she's just kind of like being very just like, I have to talk to you. It's so weird. The whole thing is so weird. It's like, nobody's thinking like a deep psychological desire at the age 11, right? Nobody's thinking like that. Okay, so, she's like, I just wondering what you were doing. I told you, I'm buying a hot dog. Her face was flushed and she was staring at me very closely. It made me uncomfortable. Russians are wary and keep their distance. It's a food item. I'm buying it. It's good. Don't you know how to buy and sell stuff? Yes, just not here. I tried to return a blank stare. What? I still don't understand. I kept it quiet, innocent sounding, hoping she'd just leave me alone. Okay, where are you from? She looked at me. I'm terrified of answering questions like this. I can't tell you that, I blurted automatically. I mean, I'm from Romania. I wanted to try the phenomenon of the American hot dog. My mom did give me a little bit of American change. Can I? I pulled my side change purse out of my back pocket. I just think it's so funny because it's like, to me, the thing about hot dogs, everyone who's not American, or even people who are American, are like, hot dogs are the best thing ever. And I'm like, hot dogs are fucking gross. What are you on about? Like, I'm not even a vegetarian or anything, but just like, hot dogs are gross. Okay, So it's like, she scanned me like a KGB agent. I watched. Are you a defector? She whispered. I realized my mistake immediately. No, I'm from Romania, I trailed off. It wasn't convincing. In a last vain effort, should have been a last-ditch effort. To cover it up, I blurted out, I didn't tell you, it's not mine. Well, you just did. Apparently she could read minds. Was that an American thing? Seriously, is anybody's thought process actually like that? I thought they were all idiots. I mean, true. I'm buying something with money, Soviet. She paused, looking scared. And if you aren't a defector, then you're spying on us. She was cold. No, I'm not. Well, we don't like communists. Communist, an arbitrary term for party elites. None of us are really communists. The USSR isn't really communist, based purely on philosophy. We aren't all equal. I was terrified. I whispered, I know. Please don't hurt me. Jesus Christ. Why are you here? You aren't supposed to be here. This girl is so condescending. They're both just... It's so weird. It's like... Oh, I'm really smart. I'm going to scan everything through what is it? Philosophical lens. Like, yeah, none of this matters. This is just arbitrary. Have a deep psychological desire to be connected to you. And meanwhile, Layla's just like, I'm so dumb. I want food and like fashion. Look at my hair, guys. I mean, I guess she has a lot of time to, like, sit around by herself and think, like Risa does, so I'm like, that's kind of like me when I was younger. I'd just be sitting around and be, like, thinking about weird stuff. I don't know. I was always kind of like that, so that definitely is somewhat like me. Anyway. So we have the whole thing. I'm supposed to be Romanian. My mom has a cousin in Romania. They couldn't use their tickets, so they sent them to us. I guess my mom got us permission to go. I was still scared. We're not supposed to tell anyone where we're from. Okay, she said, I need to go. Wait, I screamed. Maybe I didn't scream. I had just made a link to the outside, albeit a very harsh one, who didn't want me. I slipped a piece of paper into her hand and whispered, it's an address. It's where I live. I said an address. It isn't my address. Nothing is mine. But she didn't understand. She looked livid now. I'm not an idiot, commie. But she took the paper and she ran. So... The girl never wrote her back. So she never wrote her back. Okay, back to Layla in the present day. September 1985, New Jersey, USA. We have, my English teacher is named Miss Lindsay. She is wearing very tall heels and a bright pink dress. It's weird. She's a teacher. She even has the poofy hair. We got a young one, whispers the blonde girl whose name is Celia. The red-haired girl is Flannery. Teachers are supposed to look teacherly. I don't like it that the teacher has decided to take my subconscious fashion advice, but I also kind of do like it. Well, good morning, class, says Miss Lindsay. She is quiet. I notice that she's also wearing mascara. How are you all doing today? I hear a chorus of goods and wells behind me. I ignore them. I'm trying to fix my hair. So Layla, I almost called her Leia. Layla is super superficial here, very superficial. But I do kind of like some of the descriptions. I think the description of the teacher was pretty good, so that was actually kind of okay. So then she says, we have rules for class. The number one rule is no bullying or discrimination. You will be reported to the principal. Other than that, follow instructions, make friends, don't use the blue pencil sharpener. Use the red one and have fun. We're all staring at each other. This is going to be interesting. Flannery whispers to me, I don't like her, do you? Shh. I normally wouldn't be paying attention, but this is interesting. The first thing I'm going to do is assign you a pen pal. A chorus of groans erupts from all of our throats. Pen pal projects are for elementary school. We are in junior high school. Pen pal projects are dumb. I used to have to write girls in California, then I got England, France, and last year it was Mexico. They were all varying degrees of beauty. Jesus Christ, how superficial could this girl possibly be? Please be quiet, says Miss Lindsay. We're doing something different. That shut us up. You are going to be selecting pen pals from a number of different countries. Boring, whispers Flannery. These countries are going to be very different. I almost said difficult. Previous years. I think this is an important project. We stare at her. She looks nervous. She picks up the papers. Flannery, will you pass these out for me? Flannery winces. This is so dumb, she breathes. I agree, but Miss Lindsay has got my attention. Please pick one and only one. These addresses were very difficult to get. Flannery begins passing them around the room. I hear whispers from other students. She drops the paper on my desk face down and whispers, it's not my fault. Flannery is such a bitch. I flip the paper and read down the list of names and countries. Once, twice, 3 times. Lena Schneider, East Germany. Elena Dalka, Romania. Angela Novak, Czechoslovakia. The list goes on like this until the last 4 names, which are special. Oh my god, I'm gonna butcher these. Okay, it's 4 Russian names. It doesn't really matter. They all have something in common. Soviet Union. September 1985, Moscow, USSR. Asking questions is a funny business. If you ask too much, people get scared like they're being interrogated. I don't interrogate adults. In fact, I've learned how to shut up. There isn't anything else to do. Just shut up. I need to remember this. Are you alright? Amelia is asking me questions. I hate questions. Yes, I'm fine. I'm not fine. I'm never fine. But I try to not think about it. Don't think, don't ask questions, just work. Work hard enough so you don't have time to think, and you will be rewarded for your thinking. For not thinking, I'm sorry. You will be rewarded. We'll like you. We'll throw a party for you. But if you don't... But if you think, we'll be throwing a party in prison. What the hell was that supposed to mean? Her mother's just like, that's what my mother told me when I asked if she ever stopped to think about what she could have. Jesus Christ, she's so philosophical. It's like, Risa is way too philosophical for her age, and Layla is way too fucking superficial. I just can't deal with it. Alright. Okay. Don't think. Excuse me? Amelia leans over the desk. When are you going to sit down? Never. Don't think. Just work. I don't know what the heck anyone is doing, she sighs. Just don't ask to go to your mom's office. Of course I won't ask. And I won't ask what she's doing, even though she just says it's stuff with numbers that I wouldn't understand. I'm sorry, you really can't ask. Why not? No more questions. Sit down. She gestures at a hard plastic chair. It should have been she gestures to a hard plastic chair, but okay. I sit. I wait. September 1985, New Jersey, USA. The incident from last year still haunts me. My head is spinning. Our pen pals are behind the Iron Curtain. Our pen pals are Soviet. I could write a Russian girl. I could have for over a year and a half. Somebody is angry. Flannery jumps up. Well, I just don't understand. This is a matter of national security. We're keeping this nation safe. I'm not picking a dirty commie from this pile of scum. Flannery, I'm not either. Celia's voice echoes around the room. I hear a chorus of agreement. Only a few of us are quiet. The room is so loud. I want to hide. I want to run. The girl at the hot dog stand, she needed me. No, that's nonsense. She doesn't need anybody. I demand silence, Miss Lindsay yells above the noise. She's standing on her desk chair. The class falls silent for a moment, then whispers break out again. Flannery, Celia, please go to the principal. Tell him what you did. Tell him that you disobeyed me. He knows about the project. I raise my hand. Yes, Layla? I need to ask you something after class. I'm not picking my pen pal yet. She sighs. All right. Miss Lindsay? Yes. Would you please sit down? September 1985, Moscow, USSR. After a few hours of sitting and waiting, my mother comes out. I got a new car today. She says, good. You finally got to turn that rust bucket in? Yep. She glances at me for a moment. Are you all right? Yeah. I'm just tired. Of course. Now, here we are. Whoa! It's a spotless all-white class vehicle for the elites. I can't breathe. They must really like you. She says, Don't ruin it. Isn't mine. Got it from the government for I don't know how long. I'm doing some special work. Don't ask questions. She sometimes switches to cryptic English like this when she's feeling especially paranoid. Get in. I climb in. September 1985, New Jersey, USA. Miss Lindsay, I asked timidly, can you keep a secret? It's the end of class It's the end of class and it's my lunch break. She's cleaning the blackboard. Of course, dear. I can't help it. I spill everything. I tell the whole story, not glossing over any details about my insults or just how much of a jerk I was. I told her about the girl's eyes. I asked if I can try the address she'd given me in... We could be pen pals. Of course, says Miss Lindsay, smiling, but her eyes are sad. September 1985, Moscow, USSR. The interior of the car is no less impressive than the exterior. There are all sorts of glorious gadgets and buttons just demanding to be pressed, but I know I'd get in trouble. You don't just go around touching stuff that doesn't belong to you. I just put my hands in my lap and sit quietly. The radio is on, recapping the day's news and propaganda. So how was school? My mom asks. I know. She doesn't care. Nobody cares about anything. Geometry is the worst invention since capitalism. You're 12 and doing geometry? That's ridiculous. I didn't have to. We're supposed to be good scientists, to be head of America or something. Of course. She's faking it. Science! I do science! I thought you said you do math? Don't ask questions. Right. Rulebook for living in the USSR, according to me. Never ask questions. Always answer questions truthfully. Don't mess with stuff it's probably not yours. Food lines are a thing. Always wear a coat. Wait, hang on. Why did I switch from regular font to italics randomly mid-line? Okay. Don't say bad stuff about the government or the leaders or anybody. Pretty much shut up. Sit up straight. Get good grades so you have a shot at going to university and getting a real job. Do not undermine industry. Don't smuggle Western stuff. Don't try to leave the country without permission. Buy ice cream at your own discretion. It costs over a week of tram money for those of you without cars. Don't interrupt a party gathering or business meeting. Communism is ultimate. Capitalism and the USA are evil. Basically, don't be an idiot. That's the rules we play by. Don't mess with us. We'll take action. Thank you. We pull up in front of our spotless apartment and park the car in the garage, some sort of party luxury, and walk inside. The apartment that we've been living in for 5 years has a good kitchen. Okay, that is the first thing she says. She talks about her apartment. She introduces this apartment. She says they have a garage, which is not a common thing to have. And then she says, we have a good kitchen. All right, so this is the description of the apartment. Okay. All right. Everything is stainless steel, and my mother keeps it clean with an iron fist. She even hires a girl to re-clean it on Sundays, under her close supervision. The rest of the place isn't much different. Spotless white tile floors, spotless white carpet, a few pictures of my mom and her comrades in university, framed in silver. The living area has a spotless white furniture set with a couch and 3 chairs. It has a television to broadcast stuff. We don't usually turn it on. We also have a handheld radio that we use in the kitchen or living room. We eat in the kitchen at a long rectangular white table with white plastic chairs. We also have a silver refrigerator polished to the extreme. Everything is perfectly organized and labeled inside of it. Then there's the room where my mom sleeps. She sleeps on a low, sterile cot with all white blankets, thoroughly washed weekly. So, yeah, in other words, her mom's a germaphobe. Okay. She has a shelf with a bunch of old books, routinely dusted and rearranged. They are just old state-approved textbooks. She has a giant personal computer in the back of the living room, which is supposed to be the best model. We aren't allowed to use it. My mom uses it in secret. She says she's working. If I had access, I'd be doing anything but working, though. The bathroom is the same story of sterilized white surfaces. My sister's door is always closed when Mom is home. The room is a wreck. My mom cleans the door but won't set foot in the room. My sister's room is strewn with clothes, beauty products, and catalogs, as well as school books and papers. She has a highly valuable item, a fashion catalog that she picked up in the States during the Olympics, by her bedside at all times. My room is pretty bare. I tried to spruce it up with some old school photos, but they didn't turn out very well. My bed is just a mattress on the floor. I don't like cot springs. I keep it tidy. I have some soft toys that people made me when I was little, and a few books with folktales on a shelf, as well as my school books and a typical state-loaded propaganda. I hung the Soviet flag up on my wall. It has color to it. As much as I don't like stuff, I couldn't stare at white for another second. I have rocks and seeds I've collected lined up on my windowsill. That's really about it. Nothing fancy, but a lot better than those rundown complexes where my classmates live. So I will say, I noticed a really random detail about I have a mattress on the floor because I don't like hot springs. That's literally me, because I was staying in a hotel one time, and they couldn't, they didn't give us a second bed because they messed up the room or whatever. So I ended up sleeping on a mattress on the floor because I hated the cot springs. So I took the mattress off the cot springs and put it on the floor. That is a very weird detail to include, which obviously means this character is a self-insert, but not really. Okay, so like I said, her being philosophical and stuff. So I will say that was a pretty good description of the apartment, I think. So she says, when we walk in, my sister is sprawled on the couch, fiddling with the radio. Sometimes she can get weird Western music when it's not jammed. It's time for dinner, turn the radio off, says my mom. I think I'm getting something, hold on. Turn it off. I command you, as a member of the Communist Party. That always works. The radio fizzles out. My sister still looks grumpy. She's wearing some sweats and a black shirt. I know she wants to do the Western glam thing. It's weird. This big hair is in. I still don't get it. She washes up for dinner. Potatoes, chicken, bread! My mom is trying to make the food sound as appealing as possible. My sister doesn't eat much. My mom decided not to send her to the doctor, but, like, she doesn't eat. My mom tries to make her eat. I think this started about 2 years ago, when she did a project in agriculture and realized the farmers were being mistreated. Then she realized that some people were poor and didn't have enough food to eat. She felt too entitled, and now it's like she can't open her mouth at dinner time. Mom tries to teach her a lesson. She throws away my sister's portion if she doesn't eat it. When I was growing up, we didn't waste food, my mother always said. When she was born, the war had just ended. When she was growing up, Stalin was still in power. When she was growing up, you didn't mess with anything. Even under Khrushchev, it was hard to adapt, or something. When she was growing up, it wasn't 1985. September 1985, New Jersey, USA. I decided to sit with Celia and Flannery's group for lunch. 5 girls, all cheerleaders, all hip. Besides Celia and Flannery, there's dark-haired Vanessa, golden-haired Brianna, and another blonde, another Jennifer. It's nice to have someone to talk to, but we're all trying to tolerate the cafeteria food. Flannery finally... Okay, like, I don't know if that was intentional, but that's actually a really nice juxtaposition there, because we were just talking about her sister who, like, won't eat because she feels so entitled because people are starving, and then this girl's like, I don't want to eat cafeteria food at my school. I just thought that was interesting. Okay, moving on. So, Flannery breaks the silence, then, with the utmost snark, we can't write to those commies, we just can't. Celia chimes in, I agree, the president says the Soviet Union is an evil empire. I almost read that as umpire. That would have been so funny. Like, I'm trying to imagine, like, baseball, and then, like, oh my god. We need to stop this movement now. Find some boys to date, huh, Layla? Flannery has put me on the spot. Oh, for sure. I try to sound cheerful, but I'm thinking about what they're all saying. It's true. This is dangerous, but I at least have to apologize. I don't have a choice. Yeah, boys. Do you know that boy I pointed out earlier? Yeah, his name's Basil. He's from England, says Jen. England, no thank you, says Vanessa. Paris is the best. Just as long as it isn't Moscow, says Flannery in a mocking tone. Layla, what movies did you see over the summer? Asks Bree, flipping her hair. She's got the fullest chest out of any of them, and I can't help but wonder if she started it. I mean, I started at 10, but I didn't tell anyone besides my mom and my friends at my old school. None of them had started by the time I left. Okay, so she started her period when she was 10. Okay, that's a random detail we did not need to know. So, we have, oh yeah, hey, did you all see Back to the Future? Oh yes, Bree grins, did you like it? Vanessa cuts in, Michael J. Fox is so hot. Yeah, I agree. I have to keep the conversation on track, but Flannery isn't having it. I'm not writing a girl from Russia, she screams, almost in tears. We're all going to die if we aren't ready to fight, and we will fight. I know what's at stake, but sometimes you take risks. I need to get to my Spanish class. I run. I have study hall, not Spanish. I sit down at the table, my arm curled over the paper, and begin to write. Dear girl from the hot dog stand, my name is Layla Payne. You may remember our encounter at a hot dog stand at a major event. I'm keeping this obscure for your safety. I do not know your name. I would like to apologize for not writing for so long, and also how I treated you. My school is doing a pen pal assignment behind the Iron Curtain, and I decided since I had your address, I would write to you. I'm sorry. I hope you are okay. We have bad ideas about the Soviets, and I want to know, are you really as bad as we all think? Wow, that's upfront. Like I said, I'm not trying to be mean, but I just want to know stuff. What's your favorite color? Beyond book, movie, show, activity? My favorite color is green. My favorite band is Wham, but you probably never heard of them. I like Madonna. She's like huge over here. My favorite show is Miami Vice, and my favorite movie is Back to the Future. Michael J. Fox is so cute. Jesus Christ. I don't have much time to read, but I like spy thrillers. Sorry, we're anti-Soviet. I play 5 different sports: basketball, hockey, track, gymnastics, and soccer, and I'm starting karate soon. I like to play sports to stay popular in school. People usually like me. It's just the first day, but I made 5 new friends, and I like my English teacher. I like math, but I didn't have it yet. I want to program stuff for computers, but no one knows, except you and me. I hope this address works. Thanks. Sincerely, Layla Payne. It's so cringy, because I'm just feeling she's such a Mary Sue, and but she's also a jerk. Like, she's just, oh my god. And it was like, for 1 second, she's like, I'm sorry, I hope you're okay. Like, she shows genuine concern there, and then she goes back to being a superficial ass. It's so weird. So then she does, I look up from what I've written satisfied. I wasn't too much of a jerk. Rules for living in the USA, according to me. America good, Russia bad. Try to look like actresses, or singers, or models. Big hair is better. Only talk to rich kids. Our cafeteria food sucks. Our manners suck. I know. Just don't let them get to you. Madonna is in. October 1985, Moscow, USSR. After living at my mom's office for a month, my mom finally decides it's okay for my sister to watch me twice a week after school. She gets off her shift at 6. She's 16 and decided to end her education and work in an assembly line. She says there's no point in going to university because the country is destroying itself and she'll leave as soon as she can. I know she's right, but I can't bear the thought of one of those godforsaken industrial jobs. She just assembles stuff. She weighs like 90 pounds and can't lift much. She still isn't eating. 2 days a week isn't much, but it's the start to my eventual semi-freedom. Yeah, I could do stuff at school if I wanted. I could join all the clubs, but I don't like being around people all day. I'm not good at talking. Some of the kids in my school have fun and just go get stuff out of the dump and build stuff. They're poor industrial kids, so I'm a daughter of a party elite. I'm not supposed to go anywhere. These poor kids have more fun than me. Having a parent in a good position isn't everything. This is the first day my sister has to pick me up. I'm sitting in the office chair with Amelia's hawkish presence when my sister finally shows up. She bursts in through the door soaking wet. It's raining, Risa. I see. Amelia is staring at my sister, dripping there like she just infringed on a public right. She's dripping on government property. The Communist Party of the Soviet Union will be angry. I don't think anyone actually cares. Everyone just thinks everyone cares. Run! My sister grabs my hand. We dash blocks and blocks through Moscow in the pouring rain. We don't have a ride home, but it's okay. In fact, it's wonderful. I don't know if I've ever felt so free. When we rush through the door to the grocery store, we are both laughing so hard we can barely breathe. The clerk gives us a look. Looks like we beat the dinner crowd. My sister isn't laughing anymore. Food is a serious problem to her. To me, it's a necessity to be eaten. The shelves are understocked today, probably because they got their weekly supplies on Sunday. Ham, bread, milk, rainy days. I have to take my shoes off. The apartment is too sterile for my wet feet. My sister puts ham on bread, pours me a glass of milk, and hands it to me. I'm sitting on the couch. We'd never do that if Mom was home. She yawns. I'm going to go change. I see her disappear into your room. Don't ask questions. I'll be fine. My head hurts. I belted that ham, and I'm still hungry. I get the last can of whatever that cheap government canned meat is and spread it over more bread. I eat that and drain my glass and turn on the TV. I've seen the propaganda film before, but I just want the background noise. I wake up suddenly. My sister is shaking my shoulder. I'm still soaked and cold. There's something in the mail for you. She looks hysterical. For me? Yeah, and it's from America. I don't hesitate. So actually that part was written pretty well, so it's getting better. But first impressions are key, and this did not start good, I'll say, with all the Layla being a bitch. And yeah, okay, so it's getting better. Okay, November 1985, New Jersey, USA. Dear Layla, my name is Larissa Levitsky. It's okay. What about what happened back then? I know you hate me. You don't have to write back or anything unless your school makes you. I had to do a lot of school things that I couldn't get out of. I understand that you have bad ideas about us. We have bad ideas about you. So tell me, are you all greedy, selfish, oppressive, and rude? Sure, we're evil and murderous in what you did, huh? Well, we buy grain from you. We're not blowing you up. We need your crops. It's your manners we could do without. Sorry, I had to take an interesting response to this. It is offensive. I'm a proud Soviet citizen, and you ask if I'm bad. We are not bad. We are people. We live with what we have. I'm sure you really aren't evil either. It's just what people think. I like blue. Moscow is mostly gray. The Soviet flag is red. Blue is a calm color. I have never heard of those bands. The TV or movies either. Oh, sorry. The government stands radio stations. I don't watch TV, American TV or movies. Anyway, I listen to Russian music, but I can't tell you much. My sister sometimes gets Italian music on the radio. I have some books of Russian folktales. Again, I don't know Western movies, but you sound amazing. Our movies are mostly propaganda, although there is other stuff. I don't go to the movies. My mom won't let me. I'm not sure what her job is. I'm not supposed to ask. I don't watch TV either. I'm not part of any school clubs, but I always liked watching sports on TV. I like to draw some people in the margins. I like to draw little people in the margins of my textbooks. I can't tell you the bad stuff, so living here is okay. Sincerely, your hopefully friend, Risa. I look up from a letter. Surya and Flannery are glaring at me. What did she say? It's my letter. We're all walking home from soccer practice. Turns out we have the same practice and live in the same neighborhoods. Hey, do you remember the movie Red Dawn? Flannery narrows her eyes. Yeah, you mean the one where the Russians took over and the high schoolers had to fight them? Why? Celia flips her hair. Oh, maybe. I was possibly bringing it up because Layla is here talking to a Russian. We need to be ready to fight for blood. Flannery! Celia grabs her arm. Ow! My family almost starved trying to leave Ireland. I am a proud American and I won't stand for this. They're either nuking us or they're going for a ground assault. We have to be ready. She actually looks sick. It's like, oh, we died in the Irish potato famine. I don't know why I'm laughing. Just, okay. So, yeah, you good. Thanks for getting Basil to notice me. Celia has a twinkle. Oh, no, so Layla says, it's all right. We aren't going to die. Am I popular yet? I ask her. Yeah, you're good. Thanks for getting Basil to notice me. Celia has a twinkle in her eye that happens when people are in love. We went out again on Friday. Flannery narrows her eyes. We're about to die. We must fight. You want to get ice cream? I decide to change the subject. It's time to forget the Soviets might be a threat. It's time to relax. Okay, I guess my dad didn't text me back. I hope I'm getting to the end of this part soon, you know. So this is getting a lot better. Okay, we have November 1985, Moscow, USSR. It is November, and it's getting colder and colder. I don't like being cold, but you just deal with it. I don't like Layla's response to my letter either, but I'm honestly surprised she wrote back at all. Dear Larissa, okay, chill, girl. You probably don't get Americans, but we're really paranoid. I have to be really cold. I'm sorry. My friends think you're evil. They think this whole project is dangerous. It's annoying, but I can't tell them that. So, I'm sorry if I sound like a jerk, but I don't have a choice, okay? So, last year, back when I was at my old school, a bunch of us went to see this movie, Red Dawn, and I'm telling you up front, it was super dumb. So, don't get mad. I don't make American propaganda like you think, probably. I'm not in charge of the teenage movies, and yeah, it's totally dumb propo, but it's what my friends believe, so I have to go along with them. I hope the government doesn't confiscate this. Your government, mine never would, because I don't want you to get in trouble. So this movie, basically, you invade us in a land assault, and these high schoolers have to fight for America's sake because we have a big ego and stuff. I mean, it is really great living here, but I probably can't say that. So I'm just gonna say to you that if the KGB is reading this, go ahead and find me. I'm American and I like living here. We aren't tyrannical monsters, you are. Jesus Christ. Sincerely, Layla Payne. Not yet. Oh, she was probably saying the KGB were the tyrannical monsters, not Risa. Okay. But then she's like, not yet. Like, I'm not your friend yet, bitch. Like, what the fuck? It's still weird. It's still weird. It's still just weird to me. Okay. So, alright. So, I don't know how to react. I'm still trying to figure out what happened. I try to be nice, and she lets her national pride get in the way. Sure, we do that all the time, and maybe the party is tyrannical, and we all need to wake up and get a democracy in here. Maybe it would be better for everybody. But the USSR is my home. I know that Stalin was evil and stuff, but it isn't like that now. It isn't like people think. Sure, we don't have everything Americans have, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. Unlike my sister, I don't need stuff all the time. I'm content. Or maybe I'm asleep, oblivious. Maybe I'm just being brainwashed along with the rest of the country and stuff is bad. Maybe it's okay. Maybe everything's just great. I don't know anything. I think of my mom and my sister. One toiling in the labors of some kind of secretive government work, the other waiting in line in the cold to get groceries from an understocked substandard store. Maybe everything isn't all good, but it's not all bad either. It's in the middle all mixed up, and I don't know if it'll ever get sorted out. Okay, that is the end of that part, thank God, because this video's been over an hour long. I am going to continue to do this. I'm going to make more. I'm going to do more of these videos. So, yeah. So far, it was definitely getting better. Definitely not the worst thing I've ever written, for sure. But at the beginning, I was finding Layla to be really unlikable. And she's way too superficial. And like, Reese is very philosophical, and I just kind of question, like, she has all these ideas in her head, and I just kind of question, where would you come to that conclusion? Are you just, like, sitting around thinking about stuff? And also, like, I guess her sister might influence her too, because her sister is, like, super woke, supposedly. We'll get into that a little bit more. But obviously the mom is super weird, super secretive. You get weird vibes from that right away. So I thought that was pretty good. The writing's honestly not bad, except for some of Layla's parts at the beginning was really cringy, the writing, but the rest of it honestly isn't that bad. So I'm really interested to see where this goes, because I know there's more parts to this. I can't actually remember how long this is, because that was the first... Okay, because that was the first one, so we get second part there. And then third part... How many parts are there? That's what I'm trying to remember. Third part's kind of long, I think. Oh geez, that's actually really long. And then... What is the... Okay, the fourth part. That's the fourth part. That's what stuff I think starts picking up a good bit. It's just a giant white space. Okay, so I'm trying to remember how many parts this has. Okay, and then the fifth part is that. Okay, I think that's when it gets really quite the deal. So there are 5. I don't think all of them are equal length at all. I think there might be a short part toward the end, but I'm really not sure. So, okay, and then that's 6. Or that's the 6th part, I guess. Wow, that's slow. Okay, I'm trying to find, okay, that's the last part, I think. So it is 7 parts. I think the last one's pretty short. I could be wrong, there might be one more. Okay, there is one more, so it's 8. But that one's really, really short. Okay, so that's just more like an epilogue. So, alright, so I'm probably gonna do 1 part per video. So yeah, I'm pretty excited to go through this again. Honestly, it's not the worst thing in the world, and I love seeing how my writing's changed and matured, and when I look back at stuff and I realize it's different. I just love, so that's really cool. So anyway, guys, I'll be doing the next part really soon, so I hope I'll see you then. Bye.